move. It's Thursday. Got to bring in our very good friend, host of the Man to Man podcast, 9-year NFL veteran, Darius Butler. Hi.
Good morning, Kay. Good morning. I heard you talking a little bit off camera. So bringing back some good memories.
Some great memories between you and I. I hope I see you at Super Bowl, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'll be out there in Vegas, of course.
And you were really racking up the miles, my friend. I hope you're flying private everywhere, so miles aren't a thing. But if they are, you got some free miles to use in your off season. Listen, you were just out here earlier this week. Didn't get a call to hang out. That's okay. The Rose Bowl was going on that beautiful field that J.J. Watt made such a big deal about, Michigan, Alabama, for ESPN. Congrats on all of that. It was amazing. Did you find any clues about where our guy Jim Harbaugh might be headed next? Any thoughts?
No, Jim Harbaugh, he's been locked in. Obviously, he hired the agent, Don Yee, who has, a bunch of NFL ties. I'm sure he's just locked in this game, got a chance to win a national championship. Obviously, what the narrative has been with Michigan and him. Obviously, all year long, a bunch of distractions. Are they cheating? Are they stealing signals? The hamburger, the suspension. So, they kind of taking on that Michigan versus everybody attitude. And Harbaugh seems to be a guy who's really locked into, hey, this day, let's attack this day, let's win this game, let's win this down. I'm sure he'll make that decision afterwards, and he'll be the belle of the ball, kind of how Sean Payton was last season. So I'm sure teams will be lining up to get his services. But if he wins this national championship, I wouldn't doubt, he stays at Michigan for a long time as well.
Yeah, he's such a wild card. I almost don't want to give in to him coming to the NFL because I've been got before. He's always flirting with the NFL. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want to buy all of it. I will say this: watching you on the field for the Rose and all the games that you guys have done this year with McAfee and AJ and Tim, Tebow and our guy Mark Ingram was there.
Yeah.
Is it as easy or is it harder or easier than it looks to put a broadcast together on the field? What is it really like?
I mean, first of all, it's fun. We just remind ourselves, probably 1,000 times from even before kickoff, just how lucky we are to be in that position, to be doing that. One of the biggest games in the Rose Bowl, that's the granddaddy of them all. And it was just crazy being in there, being in that venue. Obviously, the teams, the two most winningest programs in college football history of Michigan and Alabama. So you just remind yourself, number one, how lucky you are. And then number two, we're just fans, and obviously we all have experience in different, different things when it comes to football. So just trying to give the viewers, trying to have a good time with them. Also just trying to stay out of the way of the game as much as possible, be entertained at the same time. It's a lot easier, obviously, with Pat steering the ship than it would be, if you're out there with some other guys. But it's interesting, the games, and obviously you won a great game. The game went to overtime. Came into the big stop with Michigan. First, they scoring the first drive with Blake Corum, and then they get a big stop. So you have to have a good game, just be a fan. Be a fan and just be in the moment. You saw those pictures before the game with the B-2 bomber flying over.
Crazy.
On the 50-yard line pregame with Saban and Harbaugh. I'm just lucky to do it, and it's amazing every time.
I think that's my favorite part. I mean, Howie just came on and he was talking about what it's, and just life stuff and how thankful he is. That's what he was, and it's interesting. You're basically saying the same thing, that you guys just remind yourself with gratitude before you do anything.
You gotta stay at the moment. It's a new year too, so it's literally the first day of the new year. So that's how we kicked it off. So just been grateful for it all. Man, it was awesome. Hell of a way to kick off 2024.
Yeah, no, in the NFL. A lot of guys are grateful this morning because they're waking up with Pro Bowl bids, okay? Last night, the Pro Bowl roster is announced for 2024. When you look at the group of cornerbacks chosen for the AFC and the NFC, as you see them here, Gardner Surtain, Ramsey Ward, Bland, Ward, Jalen Johnson, and Devin Witherspoon, what stands out to you?
Anytime a rookie makes a Pro Bowl, that always stands out. So Devin Witherspoon, I was high on him coming out of Seattle. We talked about him a couple of times, on here. Just the way he's picked things up from day one. And you don't go, top 10 in the draft for no reason. He's lived up to that billing. He's plays much bigger than his size. He's super smart, played outside, played inside. He would be the guy that stands out to me on that NFC side for sure. Everybody, first of all, deserves their spot, deserves those flowers. There is a guy missing, though. It's on that AFC side, Darius Sneed. Just watching him on film from wire to wire, I think, he probably will still make an all-pro team. But that Kansas City Chiefs defense has been phenomenal pretty much all year long, and he's been one of the catalysts, being outside, tripping, definitely playing a lot of the inside. But Darius Sneed being left off that Pro Bowl list, It's tough. It is tough. I can see the guys that made it, and once again, they deserve it. But Snead being left off is really, really tough.
You and Gronk both love Snead, so I'm with you guys. I trust
So
that.
good.
Hope maybe he'll make an All-Pro. We'll see. When you look at the safeties pick, let's take a look at those. What do you make of these? You got Justin Simmons, Fitzpatrick, Kyle Hamilton, of course, Jesse Bates, Buda Baker, Julian Love. Anybody missing here that we'd like to add?
Once again, I got to start with all these guys are deserving.
Of course.
Great players. Kyle Hamilton, love him on the AFC side. What he's done in his second year, that Swiss Army knife, kind of agent of chaos over there. But Antoine Winfield Jr. Winfield Sr. has came out saying some words. He will probably be an All-Pro as well, and missing that Pro Bowl. And you know, to some level, the Pro Bowl is, you know, somewhat of a popularity, you know, contest. And if guys have made it a ton and they're already popular as far as locker room goes, as far as casual fans, all those different things, it matters. But Winfield down to Tampa, even his rookie year, you know, he came in, hit the ground running his rookie year, won a Super Bowl. He was a big reason they won that Super Bowl, and he's been great this year from wire to wire. So I was surprised because it wasn't like he's kind of like this under the radar guy. He's made a name for himself. So I think he earned the right to be in that Pro Bowl. But once again, you know, it's only so many spots. And every time we do this, you know, whether it's an all-NBA team or all-pro team, somebody's going to be left out. I get that. But Winfield, I would have loved to see him make a Pro Bowl. But we know all pros, I think, mean a little bit more to those guys, but Pro Bowls are important as well.
I know. I was saying, I interviewed Zaire Franklin yesterday, most tackles in the league. I woke up and was like, what?
Man.
Not a Pro Bowler? Oh, okay. Okay, that's how we're doing it?
Snub.
Okay. Snub. Nothing, I mean, Patrick Queen and Roquan, but there need to be more spots. We need to fix this situation.
Yeah. Even on the other side, too, Levante David down there in Tampa. I mean, he's playing some unbelievable football. But Zaire Franklin, man, shout out to Zaire, breaking his own franchise record in back-to-back years with the Colts, leading the NFL in tackles. Love what Z's been doing.
Let's talk about, you know, one of the most intriguing games is actually going on in Miami, which we know you love Florida. I don't know if that's where you are right now, but earlier in the season, when Buffalo was struggling, there was talk the Bills' Super Bowl window was closing. They fired their OC. Goodbye, Dorsey. Hello, Joe Brady. We looked back at the odds to win the AFC East on FanDuel, and there was there's definitely a swing that makes you go, that we need to get to, okay? These are swings over on FanDuel. Back on November 14th, Darius, the Bills were 5-5 after losing to Denver, and their odds to win the division were plus 370. They've gone 5-1, and now they're minus 164. Did you take that bet?
Hell no, I didn't take that bet. I didn't take that. You know, I'm a Dolphin fan at heart. But they've been playing some great football. I heard you kind of talk about it with Howie before I got on, as far as, like, you know, losing the coordinator. Obviously, we got Shane Steichen down in Indy. He's, you know, probably one of the favorites to be coach of the year. That's a big deal. And if you look around the entire NFL, I believe it's only like 2 guys who've had the same offensive coordinator, play caller in their ear for like 3 seasons. That's Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow. Everyone else has had some type of change. And I think that's why you're seeing some drop in quarterback play around the league. You see Jalen Hurts struggling with that. So it's tough. But Buffalo Bills, since Joe Brady's taken over, James Cook has been much more involved. And on the flip side, that defense has played very, very good as well. The pass rush, Rasul Douglas since coming over, he had 2 interceptions last week, 1 pick 6. So it's been a real team effort. I think down the stretch, you're going to have to obviously depend on Josh Allen to be amazing more. You're going to have to see Stephon Diggs get his production up as well. Yeah. So some things will have to come more to fruition to make a real run in the playoffs. But I love what they're doing. Offensive line has been playing great. A lot of things have been going well in Buffalo. Miami Dolphins coming off an ugly loss, got their asses kicked.
Yeah, they got Jalen Ramsey up against Stephon Diggs. Who's winning? We got to go. Who's winning?
Miami Dolphins. They
win the AFC East? What? You just said all these things about the Bills, only to say, okay, great. Jalen's going to lock up Diggs, and we're all going to go home. We love you, Darius. Happy New Year. We'll see you soon.